Hi you guys, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. I'm here today with our July page for our altered calendar. I had to add a little strip to the side because the paper that I'm using as the base, it didn't fit. Like, I didn't miscut it, it just didn't fit. So I had an extra piece, and so I just added it to the side there. So it worked out okay in the end, but anyhow. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you my inspiration. Oops, wrong one. Why isn't it not letting me? Okay, so my inspiration is here. This here, I don't know, pre-made scrapbook pages. I don't know who it's by, but it's not going to necessarily look like this, but it's inspired by it because that is set up to add photos to it. And honestly, it would be really cool to do a calendar, you know, that you could do that, add photos and stuff like that, but that's not what we're doing today. We're gonna go ahead and I didn't ink, but honestly, it's fine because I'm gonna glue it first. A lot of it's gonna be covered, so I don't want to waste time inking. I'm gonna put my glue up here first because I have that hole punch, and this way I can avoid putting glue right where that hole punch is. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and do this. And then just kind of a little bit to make sure it sticks well. So we're having a really, like, you know, I just put my paper right down on that glue. You guys probably saw me doing it too. Brilliant, Stephanie, brilliant. It's okay, that part's gonna be covered. We're having a really nice day here today, and you would think that that means that it's sunny and warm. No, it's blustery, and it's the first one of the season. We've had a little bit of, you know, cooler weather, but it's been either kind of overcast slightly or sunny, but cooler. Today, it's been windy and rainy, and I've been loving it. So I'm pulling up my own, I took a picture of my layout so that I don't forget what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start here. So we have this as our background, and then we're doing kind of a, I guess maybe a picnic theme, we'll call it. So on this one, I did go ahead and ink around the edges with some vintage photo, and I stitched around it. So let's go ahead and glue that down. This paper was really hard to cut. I have a paper pack that, it's one of those paper packs, it's a smaller one. It might be authentique. I'm not going to pull it out and look, but I think it's authentique. And it's one of those that I just, oh, it's so pretty, and I'm having a hard time actually using it. So I finally cut a piece of it. And it's sort of like farmhouse theme, I guess. It's really a bunch of pretty papers. Okay. It's kind of off a little bit. That's the thing that I like about this glue that I use. Even though it dries pretty quickly, you can still usually move things around a little bit. So I use the I've told you before, but just in case somebody asks, it's the quick dry tacky glue. Otherwise, if I had used the art glitter glue, there would have been no hope for it. It wouldn't have stayed. I'm just seeing where we are there. Okay, and then also sort of like a little decoration on the edges. This is just a little circle punch. I don't know what size circle this is. Maybe 3/4 of an inch. And then I put a brad in the center. We'll go ahead and glue those down on the corners of our little red checker. Looks like a tablecloth, right? I'm going to put the lid on for a second and hold these down. Since there's the little bits from the brad on the back, it's kind of sticking up a little. I just want to make sure it's touching where I want it to touch for the glue to take. Okay. Do the other side. So this was in the inspiration, these little things, and I thought they were really cute. Turn that one around. You know, it's hard to get the center of a circle. You know, I was eyeballing it, you know, kind of from every angle to try and figure out the center, and I'm not sure if I totally got the center on any of them. This one is going to be a quick one today. I've got it mostly all ready for us. It seems maybe a little bit bare, like I should add a little something to it when I'm looking at the picture, but I don't know. I couldn't think of anything else to add. We'll see. Okay. So then next I have a little like trim to put up at the top here. So I just took a sheet of paper and, you know, edge punched it, and then just kind of add it for a little bit of extra, I don't know, visual something. Probably doesn't need nearly this much glue. I'm not squeezing too much out. Should be fine. And I inked around this one with Vintage Photo as well. And then I, you know, did some sewing on it. I need to line this up better. Man, I'm being a klutz. Look at this. It's very frustrating when I get that. I've been really klutzy lately. I was telling you guys that I was being klutzy and threw a little fit and broke the little glass thing that I hold my glue in. I mean, I'm just being so klutzy. Okay, so there's that. The colors, I really like the colors. Okay, and then we're going to do a little background of this. This has a fold in it, but I'm not real concerned because it's going to be covered. I think I'll go this way with it. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. I'm going to use the other glue. And really, this is going to be hanging on a wall, so I'm not concerned about, you know, getting glue all over the place on it. It's not going to be messed with, so I think it'll be just fine. Hopefully I'm kind of in the center. Hope so. Doesn't it make you want to have a picnic? Okay, so then next we will be adding our pocket. So I had a piece of dark blue paper that kind of looked like denim. And then I just kind of sewed around it. I cut it out and then sewed around it. So we'll go ahead and glue this down. Yeah, it's raining outside right now. I'm sure that any fires that were still smoldering right in our area, I'm sure that the firefighters are just so thankful. I know that, well, anything that was really, really local has been contained, but you know, they've been still working it. So I don't know how much rain it takes to actually make a big difference, but I'm hoping for their sake that this is making a big difference. And I'm hoping I'm putting this in the place where I want it. I think so. It might be a little lower than I wanted it, but we'll see. It'll all turn out in the end. Okay, and then of course I went to the Graphics Fairy website and printed out some roses and then fussy cut them out. And let's see, I had them placed. Let's see, how did I have them placed? I think sort of like that. And then with some leaves coming here and there. I'm going to go ahead and glue the leaves to the flower a little. And then I should have inked around these. I didn't think to ink around these. And now I'm gluing where I need to be inking because I didn't ink around the flower. It's not totally glued down. I can bend it away, I think. While that's drying a little bit, I'll go ahead and ink these. You don't really need it so much, but you know, when you cut the edge and you can see the white in some places, that's really all I'm concerned about. It's not changing I don't think it's changing the overall feel too much. So I've had a nice day just kind of in the house hibernating. Did a little bit of laundry. I've been in my craft room all day, but not necessarily doing a lot of work, just kind of prepping and enjoying doing nothing. I should have been, you know, a little bit more focused on some video making, but that's okay. Sometimes we just need to do nothing, I think. I can hear the rain out there. It's a beautiful sound, especially since we went all summer without much rain at all. And I was home alone for a while too. That was kind of nice. My daughter went to the mall with her friends. My son went to work and my husband went to go watch a movie. And so there we go. I was home alone. Okay, that's good enough, I'd say. So this one, I think I want it sort of like that. It's the one thing about doing these, you know, cutting them out individually. Like on this one, it's the same image. I just flipped it. I took it and flipped it on my computer. So the rose is going the other direction. And, you know, the leaves are, you know, I had to cut the leaves away because they were, I don't know. It looked like the leaves were coming out of the wrong side of the flower. I thought that was weird. And I wanted to stick these kind of back in here. I was hoping to make it appear as though they weren't all the same flower. I love yellow roses. I think they are so pretty. Come on, Stephanie. It's hard because you guys are watching. Okay, this needs to go. No, it was hard when you weren't watching, when I was trying to figure it out. Okay, I'm just gonna take these and glue them so that I don't have so many moving pieces. I keep reaching up to touch my iPad screen. I've gotten better at naming what I'm, you know, talking about. Before I was doing any of this, I'm kind of one of those I refuse to figure it out people. Don't make me figure it out people. And so I'd be like, you know, that whatever it is that you're messing with all the time. So now that I have to say it, I kind of have to know what it is. So my iPad. Okay, so that's decent, right? I think so. This one needs to get glued together. I'm sure that I've told you before that my husband gives me a hard time about my use of my phone. And I'm like, hey, you're the one that made me get it, because this has been quite a few years now, of course, but I had just a regular phone, you know. I don't even know if you can get a not smartphone anymore. I don't know. But anyway, it was before I had a smartphone. And he was like, Stephanie, you just need to get one. So now I always tell him it's his fault that he created a monster. Okay, let's stick this down. I don't spend as much time on my devices. Don't get me wrong, I watch my iPod because when I sit here and I craft, I watch other crafters. So it kind of runs in the background like a TV would. But as far as my use of electronics otherwise, I mean, I just feel like it's like a TV, so I don't feel like it's all that bad. But like at the end of the week, there's always a how much time did you spend on your device, which I guess is just including my phone. And in a week's time, it's only like 2 hours. So I figure I'm not that bad. That's what I think. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, we'll glue this one down next. And I don't know how much of that time that it includes when, like, I upload my videos from my phone, and I don't know if it includes that time. So it could be even less. Probably not, though. kind of. Okay, I've got one more little leaf that I can add somewhere. Where does it need to go? I mean, I can't put it under the things that are already really stuck down. And it's not really stuck down over here, so I'm just going to stick it over there. A little more green, that's fine. Okay, we'll do that. Now it needs something over here, but it's okay. Okay, and now we're just going to add a few little dots of color here and there. On the inspiration, there were these little red things, but I couldn't zoom in enough to make it clear what the little red things were that were in their picture. So I just used my little punch that has little flowers that I used before in one of my other layouts. And I figured that's good. Adds a little something of interest. They keep sticking to my finger. I have quite a few of them. You're like, oh great. It's not as many as the last time. When I did the yellow ones on the rain boots, not that many. I don't know where to put any more. I'm trying to make them like sort of one-sided. Does that make sense? I don't know if I should put any more. Yes? No? It'd be cute if they were like little flowers hanging on things, you know, like it was, I don't know, baby's breath. You know, those little white flowers, but these ones are red, so I don't know about that. Okay. And then I thought I would add some butterflies. I'll tell on myself too a little bit about baby's breath. This punch is really hard to use. I have to like get it lined up and make sure that I'm in the right area of the paper, but then I have to like double hand punch it. It really doesn't, I don't know, it's a stinker. So I remember one time, I think maybe my sister had already gotten married, and so I became like a little bit more aware of flowers and what something might be called because of having, you know, been aware of her choosing stuff, maybe. I don't know for sure. But I remember being at the grocery store and seeing some baby's breath, but I couldn't remember what it was called. And I was like, you know, that, what is it? That baby's burp? So now every time I see baby's breath, I think baby's burp. Yum. I wonder if she remembers that. I mean, if I told her, she would probably remember, but otherwise it's not something she probably thinks about. But I do whenever I see it. It's pretty funny. Okay, and then maybe some little ones. I have to make sure that the music is going in the right direction, so I have to go from the right side of the piece of paper. Of course, I don't know. They might switch it around on me too. I don't know. We'll try and add 3. It's stuck in there. I hate it when it does that. See how it like gets stuck up inside of there? We won't attach them until I kind of figure out the placement, but I love these colors all together. One here. So I'm not sure if this project that I'm doing is interesting to you guys at all or not. I know a couple of you are watching and commenting on it, and I appreciate it. But I can understand, since, a lot of the people that normally would watch my channel, they make journals or they're interested in making journals, and this is definitely not a journal. But, one thing that you could do is use the idea for like a book cover, so instead of thinking of it being a page necessarily, you could maybe think of it as a book cover, like this, these colors, but then shrunk down would make a cute journal cover, is I guess what I'm trying to say, if that makes it more interesting to anybody. That ship sailed probably a long time ago. Should have said that at the beginning, not at halfway through. Might be cute to put some buttons on it too. I'm not going to do that today, but maybe some like buttons up along here, or like a button would have been cute here on the pocket, because jean pockets have buttons on them. Wouldn't that be fun to sit on? Which way was it pointing? This way? Okay, you guys, we've just about gotten her done. I'm gonna move that a little bit. So, like some words or something like that would be really cute on it. I don't have any that are, this size. So, I mean, I guess I probably could have used some of my die cut letters to do that, but I wasn't thinking ahead. But, summer or picnic or I don't know what. But anyway, I like the colors a lot, and I hope maybe it will inspire you in some way, even though it's not July anymore. All right, you guys, we're getting there. Thanks for watching. Bye.